ones, even though they do not have de jure recognition by international system, they have not been accepted by the constitutive authority. You mentioned that to be accepted is what? It starts with P. It's also political. So even though they might have the features, they are not what? Well recognized as states by the international community or existing states. They control territory, they provide governance, but they are unrecognized. So sometimes they meet the Montevideo Convention criteria, but then they are unrecognized by the international system. And they have no legal or de jure existence. But in practice, you go there today, they exist. They have their government, they have their currency, they have their forces. They engage in public appointments, currency, everything. But they don't have that political recognition by the international community. So, and there are several examples which you can give. Which one comes to mind? Last week we mentioned some of them. Which comes to mind? Yes. Palestine. Yes. Which other one? I mentioned one. That the PRC is always contending. Which state is that? Taiwan. Taiwan. And even in Somalia, one is there. What? Somaliland. Okay? Somaliland. You go there. In fact, Somaliland is well organized than Somalia today. If you go to Somaliland, well organized. Somaliland provides a strong contrast to Somalia. Okay? The latter, Somalia has a seat in the UN. In Somalia, even though it's very weak, it has a seat in the UN. And it's recognized internationally. Even though it is ineffective in terms of governance. While the former, which is Somaliland, remains unrecognized, despite the fact that it has been governing the northern one-third of Somalia in relative peace since 1991. Okay? Since 1991, they've been governing the area in peace. Yet they don't have the recognition. Once you take Somalia, it's ineffective in governance, yet it is recognized. But that is it. So based on political authority, we can have quasi-states which have legal recognition, yet they are ineffective in practice. They are sometimes called weak states or fragile states. Their capacity is very, very low. We also have de facto states. They could be effective, like Taiwan, very effective, very powerful in several respects. Yet, they don't have the recognition. What is your take on de facto states? Do you think they are states? Do we have to accept them as states or what? Alright. Like Taiwan. Taiwan would have been a member of the UN. Taiwan used to be a member of the UN. Meaning it had what? The legal recognition. Okay? It was politically accepted. So even if you were to take a constitutive theory of statehood, it used to be a state because it was a member of the UN. But it was expelled. Its membership get revoked by 1971. So that was legal recognition. It's just like the license of UCC taken by GTEC in a day or 2 days. Then you say, well, it is not recognized. So assuming that they took the license and never gave to them, it means they are there, but then they don't have the recognition. Okay? All the graduates they're producing, there will be some question marks. Right.
Regarding Taiwan, former status in the UN, don't you think that also China we need legitimate permanent membership? It influenced in the UN. There are some other permanent members. Also, it sparked this kind of revocation.
Yes, clearly so. It's not even about writing, it is a fact. It was PRC. Okay? PRC, which at the time was growing what? Dramatically in terms of its international significance. So now it could make some, declarations that way. Taiwan is part of us, it's our territory. It is not a sovereign or separate state to be given this recognition. And so its membership was revoked. And today it exists. But that's what legal recognition is what is lacking. That's why we mentioned that to be a state recognized at the international level is also a political decision. Okay? It's a political decision. Alright. And there are several states like that, including Kosovo, which was part of the former Yugoslavia. It does business with some other states, okay? But it doesn't have that overall recognition by the international system. And these are de facto states of the world,